This prophecy talks about the second coming of Christ and the time when the Israelites will be revived. So if you really want to know when exactly will be the second coming of Christ and also when exactly will be the rapture, stick to the very ending of this video because I'm going to review when exactly the year which the rapture and also the second coming of Christ will happen. So with that being said, let's dive deeper into this video. So after creation, as I have already been preaching, that creation was exactly in 4165 BC. So after creation, we go fast forward to the time of prophet Hosea. I'm sure a lot of you maybe have heard about the 2 days concerning prophet Hosea. So when you read in the book of Hosea, let me just read a little bit quick for you. So when you read in the book of Hosea 6:1-2, the Bible says that, "Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he has torn and he will heal us, he has smitten and he will bind us up. After 2 days will he revive us. In the 3rd day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight." So as we have seen here, because of the unfaithfulness of the nation of Israel, when we read in the book of Hosea, in the story there, because of the unfaithfulness of the nation of Israel to God, so God decided to do what? To punishment. But here there's a promise that he will revive them. I know some Christians, they do believe that God has already forsaken the nation of Israel for good, and now is just dealing with the church. But that's a complete false lie. It's just a lie. It's false. So God has a promise to the nation of Israel. For now, of course, is dealing with the church, but he has a promise for the nation of Israel, despite the nation of Israel denying Jesus Christ to be the Messiah. Because we all know that the Jews, they came for the Jews, but the Jews, they denied him, they crucified him. Until now, the Jews, they're still waiting for their Messiah, but they don't know that Christ himself will come and reveal that he is the Messiah. And we all know, as Christians, at the church, we believe that Jesus Christ is the Messiah, but to the Jews, that is another different story. So with that being said, there will become a time when the Jews now will be revived and live in the nation of Israel. So let's talk about now this prophecy, because it says that after 2 days they will be revived. And these are not just 2 literal days. Of course, a lot of you know that they are prophetic days, which means 2000 years. Because in reading the book of 2 Peter 3:18, if I'm not mistaken, it shows that to God 1 day can represent 1000 years. Therefore, those days, they are not 2 little days, but 2 prophetic days. Now, the most important part is that a lot of people, they do not know when exactly that prophecy began and also when that prophecy ends. And I'm going to tell you, just stick until the end of this video, because I'm going to show you. But let's begin with what other people are saying. So some people believe that this prophecy has something to do with the death or the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Some believe that Jesus Christ was crucified in 30 AD. So when you add 2000 years, these two prophetic days, 2000 years takes you to exactly what? To 2070 AD. But if you believe in the rapture, it means that if Jesus Christ is to come in 2030 AD, therefore the rapture must happen 7 years before the Great Tribulation, which is 2023. But did the rapture happen in 2023? Of course, no. We are still here. Or did the tribulation begin in 2023? Of course, no. There's no tribulation now. Therefore, This prophecy had nothing to do, or it did not begin in 30 AD when Jesus Christ was crucified. And some people, because that prophecy failed, they went further and believed that maybe Jesus Christ was not crucified in 30 AD and maybe was crucified other year like 33 AD, so that when you add 2000 years it takes you to 2033 rapture to happen in this 2026. But again, that's no. Why? Because Jesus Christ, first of all, was not crucified in 33 AD. And this prophecy, as I've always been saying, that it has nothing to do with the death of Jesus Christ, but it has something to do with this crucifixion. It has something to do with the unfaithfulness of the nation of Israel to God. So God, as we have seen, God punished the nation of Israel because of their unfaithfulness. And let me tell you when exactly this prophecy began. So this prophecy, when you follow the history, you find that it began in 70 AD when this Roman general known as Titus invaded Jerusalem and also destroyed the temple and took a lot of Jews went into captivities in 70 AD. A lot of people know about that history. So this prophecy concerning 2 days began at that very time when the Jews were taken captive to all our nation, and Jerusalem was destroyed under the Roman rule and also under the Roman general Titus. So when you add 2 days, 2 prophetic days from 70 AD, it will take you to exactly 2070 AD, which means 70 plus 2000, it's 20 excuse me, it's 2070. And this will be the time when the nation of Israel now will be revived to live in the presence of the Lord. And that time, the time that Jesus Christ will come and the Jews will see him, that he is really the Messiah, the one whom they did what they crucified and also they denied. So this prophecy began in 70 AD and also ends in 2070 AD. So if you believe in the rapture, now here you can conclude that the rapture has to happen 7 years before the tribulation. I know some people don't believe in the rapture, but I'm not here to talk about the pre-tribulation or the post-tribulation, because I believe that the church will be taken. The church won't see the wrath of God. Therefore, the church will be separated or be taken away before the start of the great tribulation, the 7-year tribulation. The church will be with Christ. Therefore, I believe in the rapture. So, as I've said that since those 2 days ends in 2070 AD, therefore the rapture must happen 7 years before 2070 AD, which is 2063. So the rapture, we can conclude using this information, using this prophecy, that the rapture has to happen when in 2063 AD, and that to be the beginning of the great tribulation on earth, when the church is it has been taken away by Christ during the rapture. Therefore, the rapture won't happen any other year except in 2063. And this prophecy agrees with the prophecy of 6,000 years, because as I said in my previous video, that the prophecy concerning 6,000 years began when Enosh was born, when men started calling upon the name of the Lord. And Enosh was born in 3930 BC. So when you add 6,000 years to 3930 BC, takes you to 2070 AD, and this will be the time or the end of works of many of God by men. And this also agrees with the Hosea prophecy. The Hosea prophecy also ends in 2070 AD. So as you have seen, that all these prophecies aligns with the scriptures, aligns together, and they are in agreement. Therefore, the 2 days of Hosea ends in 2070 AD, and also the rapture has to happen in 2063 AD and not any other years. And I'm going to emphasize again, the Hosea prophecy has nothing to do with the death of Jesus Christ. So if you still believe that those 2 days began with the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, then believe it or not, you got that information very, very wrong. Therefore, you need to consider this knowledge that I'm giving you, because this knowledge that I'm giving you, it's not that I had just a dream. No, it's the liberation, also the research that we did for many years to come to the conclusion of this, and this is mathematically agreed and also mathematically correct. It is not that it is not just spiritual or things, but these are physical things. So as I've said, I think I've talked a lot, and I'm sure you guys have got something concerning to what I've just said. Therefore, thank you so very much. I don't think if I have anything to add on, because for now I can just say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time.